Hey guys, I'm Sammy. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the reveal trailer we got for Halo Infinite for E3 2021. I've been a big fan of Halo since 2006, and my dad snuck my brother and I a copy of Halo CE for Xbox 360 without my mom knowing, and I've just been unhealthy obsessed ever since. And I'm with like the 99.9% of other like hardcore Halo fans that Halo 5 came out and I was burned. Did not like that one. And then waiting on Infinite, we got slow trickles of news. That then E3 2020 came out, and I was very disappointed. Not aggressively so. I was just more like, it doesn't look good. But I'm also, just so it's out there, I am a big fan of what came out this year, and I just want to talk a bit about that. I was going to go through the campaign and multiplayer reveal that we had, as well as the multiplayer overview that they did, the little Vidoc. So I just want to talk about that, watch it through, and give my personal opinions about it. Alright, so let's jump into, this is the campaign trailer first.
This holiday marks the 20th anniversary of Xbox and the 20th anniversary of Halo. To our millions of passionate fans, thank you.
We wouldn't be here without all of you.
Okay, so starting off with Bonnie Ross and Joe Staten was like the perfect way to start E3 2021. Well, the Halo part of this is Bonnie Ross, who you know is like, that's head honcho 343. Then Joe Staten, someone who already has credibility with Halo as a franchise. So it's just very good choice. Everyone was already asking for that. I didn't think we were gonna get it. I thought it was just gonna be some other people from 343. Like, no discredit to them, but starting it off with Joe Staten and Bonnie Ross was the perfect way to go. I'm very happy with that.
Our goal has always been to bring players together. And for the first time, we're thrilled to offer our entire multiplayer experience to all players across Xbox and PC with no barriers.
That's the way to go. Exclusivity.
Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and invite more of you than ever before to become a Spartan hero.
That's also really good. Okay, free to play was so worrying. I was very very scared about the free to play aspect, just because of how they would get that monetization. That also brings back, about anti-cheat stuff. It's going to be very very good, because if you get banned, you get another game. I mean, you just make a new account. It was very worrying, but at least on the microtransaction side of things, it looks to be a lot better. We'll talk about that when they talk about the battle pass. But for now, very in a better place about it than I was when they first mentioned the free to play, or whenever that got leaked.
I'm excited to be here with Joseph Staten, the creative director of Halo Infinite. From helping craft the original Halo Combat Evolved to leading the fan favorite Halo 3 ODST, Joseph is a Halo visionary. It is so great to have him back with Halo.
Thank you, Bonnie. And hey, everybody. For us, and I hope many of you, Halo has always been about heroism and wonder, about fighting to keep humanity safe against impossible odds in a beautiful and mysterious sci-fi world.
Okay. First time we've seen, in-campaign footage since E3 2020. They've done screenshots and everything, which look beautiful, but there's nothing like seeing the game out there living and breathing on its own. It looks so good. Everything up close looks phenomenal. You see this? Okay, so you have here what I'm thinking is a vehicle spawner. This is going to make a little hub area for you. Maybe it's a fast travel point as well. Anything that has like the green beam, maybe that means it's a fast travel point. And then if they have fast travel, I can't remember if they've already said they're not having that or not. But if they do, that could potentially be what this is. But then you have a vehicle bay, and it looks like a control for it, so maybe you can switch out vehicles there. And then you have this little box with a assault rifle hologram above it. So I'm guessing that's a loadout edit place. So you can stop by here or spawn here, and then you can get your vehicle that you want, and you can get the weapons and I doubt equipment, but like the weapons and grenades maybe that you want. And so this seems like a very neat little area here.
This is just
Okay, and now you get some more in-distance stuff, and they're really good about not having the pop-in. That was a big problem last year, but I want you to pay attention to the Marine right here, and more specifically his legs. There still appears to be lighting issues with that. So actually I'm just going to do it frame by frame so you can see how sudden this is. Oh, whoops. That's not working. Come on. I don't know what the hell that was. Okay. I'm just trying to go by this frame by frame.
one part.
Okay. It's not letting me go frame by frame. Okay, it is, but it's taking loading. Okay. So oh boy, this is not working very well. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, the frame by frame's not really working for me. So
One part of the Zeta.
oh, never mind. Actually, it looked like that was a
This
problem
is
with-
just one part of.
It's a little hard to show, but the way that the light's bouncing off of his legs there looks really odd to me. It really caught my eye, although it was a lot worse on the other videos I'd seen of it. This is my first 4K look at it, so that might have been what the issue was. But it still seems like it's not. It still seems like a little bit of lighting pop in.
This is
And
just
his legs
one
there.
part of the
There.
Zeta Halo ring, the largest, most wide open environment we've ever built.
Okay, so you have the little base that was down. Oh, I actually hope my camera wasn't covering it.
This
Yeah, you
is
can see
just
right
one
there.
part of the Zeta Halo ring.
The little
the
box where all the banished stuff was, their little outpost, I guess. It looks like that might actually be an entrance into this mountain, so maybe it's like a little cave thing, as well as the banished stronghold, of course, with some flying vehicles and another big flying vehicle there. So it looks beautiful. It looks banished. It looks brute. I mean, this is just, it latches itself into the rock and basically the environment, so it looks like it's just like a parasite kind of just latching itself into there, and it's very rugged and it's very just brutish, and this is kind of the same way. It looks like it was just shoved into the mountain, and we do still have those pillars. You can see them right there, but they do look to be toned down. They're not like stretching all across mountains and stuff and making this really weird like smooth surface where there shouldn't really be any. You can still see it there. Honestly, I'd prefer if the ring, if we were on like, I get how huge it is having like the destroyed ring. That's a sign of power, you know, something really big happened there. I understand that's important, but I wish it was in the distance. You could see like, you know, like, cause you know, in the skybox, you always have the huge ring around you. I just wish that it was like in the distance, and so we wouldn't have to deal with this broken up ring part. We'll have to wait and see how it plays, but for me, I feel like I would have preferred having that there. That way we were on just an actual Halo ring as we know and love. But maybe this would be a lot better. Maybe they'll handle it a lot better than I'm thinking. And another thing that kind of stood out to me is there's just like little random spurts of trees. It doesn't seem to be any forest or anything, except like over there seems to be a little bit. But then it's just other tiny little patches of trees all over the place. It looks kind of strange. But that's not a big deal.
Largest, most wide open environment we've ever built, and we can't wait for you to explore it.
Okay, so here, I'll see if I can zoom in or something, or just grab a screenshot from the video. But here you have spikes with what appears to be marine armor on them. That's pretty hardcore. That's pretty insane. That's nuts. I really like that detail. Then you have the red smoke, and then here, okay, so you have a shield. So this is obviously like an encounter you're going to go through, and then here you have something but it looks like there's Marines attached to this, and like they're wrapped up in this little energy thing. And here's a dead brute. So it looks like these Marines stumbled upon the camp and were trying to take it down, and got a few kills, but they were captured, and now they're stuck to this little battery thing, and they're just roped into it, and they can't move. So that's really cool. So they have prisoners. There's Marines they're saving, which is so sweet. Then you have these really sick-looking brutes with the red flare. I thought that was really cool. I hadn't seen many people talking about this though, the captured Marines. I think that's super sweet. That's so cool. Of course, Pelican looks amazing.
The heart of Halo is Spartan 117, the Master Chief.
Okay, so it looks like this appears to be where the last trailer kind of dropped off, like where the door opened and it was blinding light. This looks to be like the scene right afterwards. And
in the next chapter,
this reminds me of the
story,
Halo 4
he'll face his greatest
trailer.
challenge yet.
Like,
but
ooh,
they're not alone
chills.
in the fight.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down. We're stuck.
Sound design's incredible. He's just kind of bumbling through space. But whenever he comes here, and he's just being so gentle whenever he's moving his Marines out of the way. Like, let me see if I can. Alright, so here he just, bumps everything else, but he slows down and like just tenderly moves them out of the way.
You have one bullet.
And that's incredible little detail. It shows off that they're, going back into the character and, just like the small little details, which is good. And then this
An entire army.
is so Master
What can you
Chief.
do on your own?
I told you.
One bullet left. He uses the one bullet. You can
It's enough.
see, right. Oh, come on. Okay, so after that, it's locked back. So he's out of ammo in his pistol now, and he just fucking blew apart, a hole for him to go through. And so, but he's out of ammo here.
It's enough.
He's shoving these things aside.
So I see.
Grabs a new magazine right there. Okay, I can sort of go frame by frame now. Alright, so that's the pistol magazine right here that he grabs. So he grabs that, he's knocking everything else out of the way. Launches him out of the way. He ejects that magazine, loads that one in, pulls the hammer back, lands in there. And it's so smooth and it's so solid. So like all at once, you can entirely miss that. You can miss that entire section right there.
It's
Like,
enough.
So I see.
It's so smooth. Ejects, loads, cocks it back. Wow. And then another little nice moment of being slow and emotional. Tenderly gets his that AR.
There's not much time.
Okay, this is where Goosebumps come in.
If you knew how you were going to die, you knew.
The whisper too.
How would you live differently?
Ooh, chills. And that's the sound when he moves in through there, when he lands, and that fade to black. Like it's, I'm glad my camera hit that. All right. But yeah, just every trailer we've had so far for Infinite has given me actual goosebumps. For the very first one, where it was just the in-engine demo, wasn't really anything about Infinite other than revealing that it's happening, was that little piano chord hits and it zooms out. You can see Chief's helmet and his leg, like. There, I'd get goosebumps. And then with last year, I believe it was there was that one hidden URL you had to find where you could see Cortana, or like the blue light that was shifting in her voice. That gave me goosebumps, as well as I can't remember what part of that campaign demo did it for me. I think it was the speech with the brute. I already forgot his name. But yeah, that was part there that gave me goosebumps. For here, it was that moment with Cortana's voice, and it's just, ooh, it gets me good. It's gloriously done.
What happened? Where is Cortana?
The rogue AI.
Okay, now we have Cortana 2, Electric Boogaloo. Oh my god, it's just, she looks amazing. The model design, but the big deal for me, I do a lot of voice acting stuff. Jen Taylor does an incredible job making you know that this is a separate character. I mean, there's no accent change, there's no like voice pitch change at all. She's talking the exact same as she does for Cortana, but like her speech pattern is different. Cortana's just very analytical, spits out the facts, and then we'll kind of run by a joke, and it's all just very, you know, kind of tick, 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 tick. But with her, it's a very different speech pattern with a bit more pause, and it's a less serious tone and a little bit more formal than what Cortana had with Chief. Cortana and Chief always had just like very, they would just talk. But with her, there's just like this formality that she has with Chief, and a little bit less familiar than Cortana would ever address him as. And if you pay attention, you can really tell.
AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
It's just, it sounds different, and Jen Taylor is just phenomenal for just nailing that. She does an incredible job with that.
How? By you?
Of course not. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete.
There's that face
Still
everyone's
here.
memeing.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
Goosebumps
But-
again.
This wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Just iconic line after iconic line. It's incredible. The voice actor for him, oh god, I forgot, Steve Downes. I mind blanked for a second. Just incredible delivery still. But there was a transition for Steve Downes between, you know, like Halo 3 to Halo 4. Halo 4, his delivery was much more human. Halo 3 was always just, you know, status report and just like by the book military kind of talk. But with Halo 4, it opened up more, and it was like more heartfelt, kind of the way he would speak. And he does it incredible here yet again. I mean, it's just, Halo has some of the best voice actors ever. And yeah, he's knocked it out of the park yet again. I'm blown away. One sec, I need more coffee. The music. Okay. That was it all blended together so well. That campaign demo. I have hope for the campaign again. Whoops. Oh, hi Actman. Alright, so I'll go into oh, that didn't have the multiplayer review with it. There's Hidden Xperias, which I also watched. Fuck. Okay, let's get the multiplayer. I'm gonna cut to whenever I have this figured out real quick. Okay, I got it figured out. So I found the actual Xbox one, so it's gonna be in perfect quality. For some reason, they just don't have the campaign uploaded. The campaign segment from that show. So this one is from Xbox themselves on YouTube. So let's go through this, and then I'll go through the little Vidoc.
A
I want to turn off closed captions for this. Give us a little bit better view. Okay, so already, Lorette, I like. It's no Johnson. What I would do to have Boot Camp Johnson yelling at me like he did in CE to those Marines, like just in the little intro.
Man, we let those dumb bugs out to the middle of nowhere to keep them from getting their filthy claws on Earth. But we stumbled onto something they're so hot for that they're scrambling over each other to get it. Well, I don't care if it's God's own anti-son of a bitch machine or a giant hula hoop. We're not gonna let them have it. What we will let them have is a belly full of lead and a pool of their own blood to drown in. Am I right, Marines?
Sir, yes, sir!
Mm-hmm. Damn right I am.
To have Johnson yelling at people like that, like, what could have happened? What could have happened? It would have been so good. But he's gone. But Lorette seems like a very apt, character for this, and I just want to go over like some details on this as well. But I like Lorette. Okay, Bulldog. It's not the Halo shotgun. It's not the M70 whatever model that you would always have, but it's not the same. It's like whenever they did the redesign in Reach. I hated the Reach shotgun. I hated the Reach. I still do. I hate the Reach shotgun. It's not the Halo shotgun. The Bulldog is cool. It looks cool. And I disagree with a lot of people. I do think it looks like a Halo shotgun, but it's not the one that we're used to. It's not. I'd prefer the old one. It's still cool though. I still think it's a Halo looking gun. I would just prefer to have the other shotgun with this. Also, the hit markers, very cool. The shield flare ups look pretty cool. In my opinion, this is a little kind of superfluous shit that most other people might not care about, but in my opinion, a little bit overdone. I don't like seeing people glow yellow every time I hit them. It's a bit much in my opinion.
A new generation built.
This looks incredible. It looks so good. The Commando, again, it's there. Personally, it's not the most Halo looking gun, but I can see it growing on me. But I'd really have to play with it to figure out how much I like and everything. But it looks sick, especially with this the skin that they have on it. I like the UNSC logo there. I like all the little kind of icons and badging they have on this, all just the little logos and the details there. But it's not like just overly complicated like in Halo 5. Everything had tiny little bits and bolts on it. This is very sleek, but with the details being more interesting. I do like the way this looks. The Spartan looks incredible. CQB classic. The shoulders, pretty nice. The gloves, it all looks really good. This is a good looking shot right here.
To fight.
Spiker, baby. Like I love the Spiker. One sec. You see, Spiker looks incredible there. I'm gonna have to get a model of that too. So good. Okay.
Together.
And this is so I've been watching a lot of content from creators I like Actman, Hidden Xperia, and Late Night Gaming. I just watched today. I just watched Late Night Gaming today, and he pointed out this little detail I would have never noticed, but the magazine starts moving before his hand gets there. Somehow I just muted this. Oh, how did I bring up the calculator? What the hell? Oh, it did mute. Unmute that. Okay, I hit M by accident. Okay, but yeah, the magazine has a little bit of a visual glitch. But yeah, I wouldn't have noticed without late night gaming. But the magazine is scared of his hand; it runs away before it gets hit. Okay, then we see the chopper. Like, ooh, that looks good. The way it's kicking up dirt, I will say, it's a little bland. I think it could have been cooler. I think it could have been sharper. It seems to be kind of smoothed out and everything. But I mean, this blade that you have right here, that's sick. This right here looks amazing. I don't dislike it. I like it a lot. I just think it could have been a little bit better. Now that's a very staged shot, but it looks really cool. I imagine this is a lot of fun for them to be pulling off and choreographing. So you can launch your chopper off of the little grab lifts that they have. And then of course you have the, I call this a sparrow or something. I already forgot that too. It's very cool, but with the Rocket Hawk, if you remember in Halo Reach, I believe, I think it was in games after that as well. But you fire all the missiles, like it goes one by one by one, but you press the trigger once and all of them fire eventually. But with this one, he just fires one missile, and it kind of rockets out there, just one. So I'm not sure if like the actual mechanics of that are changing, or if there's like an alternative fire mode on it now. That'd be pretty cool too. But I just thought that was of note.
Are you ready?
Another really cool shot. Having a Spartan that you know by the face and not just the helmet is super cool. Like they kind of did that in Reach, which was just a really humanizing thing for the Spartans. They kind of did that with Palmer and a few of the other Spartan 3s. But having your commander like that, that's super cool. I doubt there's any. At first I was thinking maybe there's some kind of like human customization, like whatever's under your helmet, but I doubt that. That'd be a little bit ridiculous. But you never see that. So, but I just thought it was kind of a fun idea. But that looks cool. They all look great. He has the bulldog. They have, looks like the plasma, either the 3-shot plasma thing that we saw in the campaign demo last year, or this is the plasma carbine. Can't exactly be sure, but it looks really cool. It looks very Covenant. The VK Commando and the BR, I believe. Yeah, the BR. Sorry, it was kind of a glare on my screen. I'm trying to get my lighting to be better, but I'm going to need a ring light eventually if I'm going to keep doing webcams. This is my first time ever with the webcam. Please forgive me. That's really cool. Okay. The ragdoll physics, I like the very dramatized and very kind of over the top ragdolls that they have, sort of like GTA 5. Just everyone flops around and everything. I love that. Cool prosthetic leg. Another prosthetic leg here, as well as a prosthetic arm. The prosthetics look really, really cool. I'll go more in depth when they have those kind of the screen for that. But also there is piece by piece armor flaring for visual feedback of where you're hitting someone. So you know if you get a headshot because their head will turn into lemonade. Like it is bright yellow. It's very obvious, and it spreads down a little bit. Like you see it's on his shoulders too and everything. But yeah, you can definitely see the visual feedback for that's really cool. Again, I think it's a little bit over the top with how saturated and how yellow it is, but it's nitpicky. I'll get over it. And then so whenever the shields break, this is also very, I don't want to be too harsh, but it is pretty obnoxious. It doesn't last for long, but it's very just opaque. And I feel like you could have had like a little bit more of a, instead of covering them in yellow, you could have just had like a little pop effect that comes out like from, like, I don't know, I feel like you could have just done something different that would have been a little bit less obnoxious. Maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe I'll even like it more. It'd be a little bit more satisfying to see a huge yellow explosion every time I kill someone. That'd be pretty cool. But then he drops his. This is something that's interesting. So it looks like when he dies, he dropped his grenades. Then the AR and I believe that's the commando, right? So yeah, so he has an AR in his back there and his commando. So obviously they had it set up where it looked like it was the beginning of the match, but obviously this isn't. He has a sniper rifle and a bulldog, and we do know we're going back to even starts. I just thought that was an interesting kind of detail. But the armor looks incredible. That helmet, that's the Mark 7, I believe, looks beautiful. The armor coatings look incredible as well. This kind of pale yellow and the dark red looks great. That helmet looks incredible. The shoulders, the leg, the feet, it all looks really good. Of course, we have the spiker again, which is beautiful. And you see, like, well, I did not mean to do that. So that armor, I believe you can see the blood here. People were complaining that there wasn't blood, but there is blood. I don't know if you can see it here or not. No, it doesn't look like there is any here. So I don't know if they're having issues getting the blood to spawn in, or they just didn't have it on for this. There's no blood here, but there is blood later in the game, you can see. So I don't know if they're just still kind of working on that or not. Hit markers are back. I don't like hit markers. I find them obnoxious. I would much rather have that visual feedback over. It looks like he's been hit with a gun, like you see like that on the Spartan's body, and you see those bullets. You can see that you hit your target. You don't need the obnoxious little X mark. I don't particularly like that. But I mean, maybe they'll have them toggleable. I doubt that. But if not, I'll get over it. And then here you have the weapon little panel that you'll see open up for this character in a sec. So kill them. It opens up. There's a commando in there. And I'm not sure if this is just like a glitch where when they're taking it off the wall, it's like the gun impacted it, or if they actually shot. I keep pressing on. If they actually shot it by accident. It doesn't look like they shot it because it's out of their hand. So yeah, it looks like there's just a little bit of a bug when you're picking it up. But I'm sure they'll work on that. So it has the scope on there looks like we're back to having our classic scopes where it's the entire screen rather than like the smart scope where it's just like that little bit of the screen, which I think that's more proper for Halo, and that's how their scope system should work. Okay, there's another thing I don't really like. I know I'm being really nitpicky, but for the red outline for enemies and then green outlines for friendlies, they call it the friend or foe system. Not a fan of. I understand that the red versus blue thing is out the window because they have the armor coatings now, and they don't want to take that customization away from you. And I like the idea of not having that, but the outline is. I do not like it. I really don't. It's just I don't like this little glowing effect. It's just obnoxious to me, and it doesn't look like something you would have in most AAA shooter games. It looks a bit. I don't know. It doesn't look very nice in my opinion. But they are customizable in terms of color. Maybe they'll have it customizable in terms of opacity. I doubt that. But whatever, it's what they have. And the equipment they just shot was the target designator thing. So you can see where people are through walls. And this is my least favorite equipment that they show off. I hate that. It's just, so many games have them, and I hate them in every single game. I don't think that there ever should be an equipment there you can see people through walls. I hate that kind of equipment. Okay. Now the ragdoll's in effect again, looks super nice. Okay, you had the grapple hook. The grapple shot looks really good.
No scope.
That Jeff Stizer being back in, and him, whenever he said like the no scope, Like, it was just very, I don't know the right words for it, but it was very not serious. He was having fun with it, you could tell, and I'm very happy with that. And here I was expecting a really cool assassination animation. Like, okay, he's falling down, so I was expecting, like, you know, the really cool assassination that you get from whenever you're falling on top of someone, like stepping on them or whatever. But there's no assassinations. There were no assassinations at all within the entire showcase. So I don't know if they took assassinations out and it's just back-to-back smacking, or if they just didn't have them on for this, or they're still working on them. But that's an interesting choice, to go and take out the assassinations, which I wouldn't be too upset if they took them out. Assassinations don't mean much to me. I always thought that they're more flashy, and you know, I'm not gonna be too bothered either way with it. So you see, it's just a back smack, and then we have this little Promethean looking gun, very much something like you would have in Halo 5 or Halo 4. Even the reticle is very similar to the reticles they'd have in the Promethean weapons, and then when they fire it, do know, I'm sure everyone's already talked about this, but whenever you're holding it and it has this reticle, these little panels on the sides, so this one here and one the other side of the gun, stick out. The panels will leak out from the gun. And then later you'll see, after he shoots this one, it'll go back to the player, and those panels be squished in, and this reticle, instead of being horizontal, will be vertical, and it shoots different. So it's like an alternative fire mode, which is very interesting. So you can see there it fires out this wide, you know, just sheet of bullets. You can see all of them there. You can see that they're all sideways, and then it closes in like that, and then it's a vertical reticle, and it shoots vertically, and then they disappear, which really makes it look like Promethean. Which, I mean, we were gonna get Prometheans in the game whether anyone liked it or not. I really hate the way they did the Prometheans. Maybe they have a redesign, they look really cool, and they play really cool now. If they can do them right, then, you know, I hated the Prometheans at Halo 4, and I hated them even more in Halo 5. They were not fun enemies, and they didn't look very good either. Okay, Gravity Hammer looks sick. Pink ODST armor looks phenomenal. ODST looks great. The camo on this Spartan looks really good too, and the Gravity Hammer just looks, oh, it looks gorgeous. Have the long blade there. I like the straps here and the little just gears right there. It looks very brute. It looks very nice. I like these gloves. It's just, this is very neat. You see a little shield thing they have right here. I believe that's the shield wall that they showed off in the campaign demo as well, that he used to catch, that Master Chief used to catch the spike grenade that the brute threw. I believe it's the same one. And then also, you'll see here in a sec, I'm sure a lot of people are talking about this as well. Okay, so we had the repulsor, which everyone noticed. It throws the overcharged plasma bolt back towards the player that shot it. He shields him, and then he new combos him, which is glorious. Like, oh, it looks so good. And then there's blood. I mean, there is blood in the game. It just looks like it's not sticking to the ground. Whether or not they'll have that happen later, I doubt it. I think they're trying to keep this rated T, and so they're going to really tone down the amount of blood that stays on the map. But there is blood in the game as visual feedback, and it looks good. It's just, it's very short-lived. Then you have the Avery J. Johnson Academy of Military Sciences. My boy Johnson. Both in terms of just the in-game universe, but also just as 343 making that is, it's nice. It's incredible. I love Johnson. One of my favorite characters of Halo ever. I'm really into the lore. I've read Contact Harvest, which was all about Sergeant Johnson, and made me love his character even more. So I'm very happy that they have an Academy of Military Science dedicated to him, both in universe. That's really cool that he was recognized, and then also just as 343. That's very sweet. And you see, you could take down each individual panel. It's very satisfying animation whenever they break a panel. You'll see it just sparkles out, kind of like that. Then there's the really obnoxious kind of shield flare again. It almost looks like there's like hexagons dancing around them, which I don't know what 343's obsession is with hexagons for the shields this time around, and the hexagon pillars. It's just everything's hexagons. A little obnoxious, but again, I'll get over that. Absolutely sick grenade stuff there. Then you have your little AI companion, and it says something about let's get ready to make some damage. So I'm guessing this is gonna take you to. Alright, so I don't know if this is gonna be like a weapon pad or a vehicle spawner.
Hello, let's do some damage.
So I'm not sure what that's referring to, but that's obviously the personalized AI that everyone can customize. So that looks really interesting, really neat. I can't say 100% sure, but it looks like that might be somewhere. It'll take you somewhere you can like get a weapon or something. I have no clue, but it seems kind of important. This map is so cool. I love this map. A sandy beach with a super old looking my camera just glitched out. I hope it's not in the recording. But just like this super old kind of monument stuff, and then the sand everywhere. It's super neat. I love how this map is. This map looks incredible. Really cool explosion effect on that mongoose. It looks beautiful being blown up. You can see it right here. I'm not sure what actually hits it. It might have been see, it just kind of blows up, so I don't know if it was doomed in that doomed state they mentioned before, or looks like he's firing something at it, but you can't really see any projectile actually hit him. It's just one frame he shoots and then they explode. So maybe I'm dumb and I'm missing something really big, but that seems a bit odd. I believe this is the Lancer, or whatever they call it, the little harpoon gun, which would make sense. It does look like it moves very quick, so I'm guessing that's what does it. Just, yeah, very cool. The wheels go flying off. The Spartan's right here. You can make him out. His shields are still like flared up and everything, and there he goes. He's dead. And then that Spartan dies in the background. Is very cool. That was a nice headshot. Grappling to pick this up is super neat. And then the way he's just holding out his hand waiting for it. It's very nice, just communication there. This Spartan, like, I know there's a display inside the Ghost, but that Spartan just having his face just right there into the Ghost looks a bit funky. I like it. The grappling, pick that up. The skewer, that's what it's called. And the absolute damage that the skewer does. Just, it hits that Warthog, it becomes doomed. I believe it's doomed. The hood comes off, and it just flies sideways. They just get like thrown. All these tiny little bits come off of it too there as well. It looks just incredible. The visual feedback's amazing. For that, and then grappling onto that is neat. I don't like the Sparrow. I don't like these independent vehicles. Vehicles should be focused on teamwork as well. Scorpion looks gorgeous. Ghost looks gorgeous. And then I want to point that out as well. Let me see if I can go back 5 seconds. Okay. So the destruction, of course, still very gorgeous. But whenever this Ghost loses its wing, it looks like it's dipping to the side. So like this part will hang lower as it's going on hovering. See, like it's lopsided, which is super cool if that's the reason. You see the chopper again from just a different angle. The shield flaring up is a bit more clear here, and it's not as obnoxious, but still just kind of strange. All the tiny little hexagons and everything, but it doesn't look as bad there. I know, like previous Halos, you'd have like little arcs of like lightning kind of around, but here's what we got.
Ordnance drop inbound.
And they cleared up ordnance drops are not kill streaks. Ordnance drops are just things that are being dropped into the map. So I was worried about that for a second, but they cleared it up on Twitter. It's not like kill streaks. So don't worry about that. Banshee looks beautiful. Okay, one second. I need more coffee. Okay. So the lens flare effect when zooming in, that's big. That's like really noticeable. It's a bit over the top. But, I mean, it's not something I hate. I do like knowing when someone zoomed in at me, but that's just kind of obnoxious. Looks very nice. Banshee looks incredible. Okay, so then you have, everyone's talking about this as well, but the red flag is the cobras, so we might have the cobras and eagles back. We have the skewer here, and he's holding a BR. It looks very nice. The floor looks much nicer than the Halo Infinite we had last year, where everything just looks super flat. This looks nice and detailed.
The flag is ours.
Okay, apparently with Halo 5, I didn't play multiplayer. But with Halo 5, you had a magnum out when you were holding the flag, which is stupid. Whenever you're holding a flag, you should be nerfed because your teammates need to help bring you back and everything. Like having a magnum out, it's kind of defeats the purpose. You have sprinting with it, which still,
At your earliest
I mean, it is what it is. This is. I'm still very much a fan of this multiplayer. Like nothing I've seen so far like ruins it. Again, with just like the tiny little animation details, like him holding out his hand, and it was a reference to something like the Hamlet thing, like where he's holding the skull. But just that little animation, it's so neat. It's a personable thing. Also, the Master Chief mural back there, super cool. I don't know if we're gonna have sprays in the game or not, if that's what that is, or if that's just a little map. Mural looks super nice though. Detailing on the armor looks incredible, and that skull is that's beautiful. And they go flying so far. The knockback that this skull has. I mean, look how hard they hit that. Oh. And then, it's like DE Dust too. We have fruit stands and everything. But this looks like it might be like New Mombasa. This really reminds me of the Halo 2 Mombasa streets. Very, very cool. I like it. You see the ODST again. That's someone dropping their equipment there whenever they die. Or not when they die. He's throwing that equipment. I'm not sure what it is. Fusion Coil Grappling looks incredible still. And throwing it looks awesome. Everyone's talking about this armor. Everyone's talking about this armor. It looks... This is beautiful. This is our new Hayabusa, I guess. It's the Yoroi. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it looks incredible. I can't say anything that no one else has already said. But this is super cool. He combat evolves the energy sword towards himself or herself. They basically combat evolve here, get the energy sword, and I don't know if that's a custom animation that you're gonna get with the character, or if this is just what the sword lunge looks like now. Like every time you do like a little sword lunge, you do that kind of animation where, that's basically how you do a sword lunge, or if that's just like a little cinematic thing for this. But whew, that was spicy. That was good. Very happy. No release date. Why? Okay.
Play it day one with Xbox.
No, we'll go to the Vidoc. The 343 intro is very nice, by the way. I love it. We'll capture the flag. BR looks beautiful. What is he dropping there? Oh, I think that's the skull. Yeah. Okay, so that's oddball. So they drop the weapons in the skull. Spiker looks incredible. Those hit markers are nice. Not the little hit indicators that where you're getting hit is nice. Those aren't too loud or anything. The hit markers are still a little bit annoying, but you know.
Just the feeling of like being in a firefight and hearing the click of the gun, throwing it down, grabbing one off the wall.
They do have very satisfying sound design. I'm very much a fan so far.
Gunner's upside down and he's like laying in. I see kill assist, kill assist, kill assist.
And he
That's what the vehicle combat's about. It's about working together. It's about collaboration. It's not all these single-manned vehicles. But T43 keeps doing that, especially with the flying ones. We need the Falcon back. Bring us the Falcon back.
Pistol across any of the games. Whatever gun allows me to feel the most like John Wick, I am there.
The pistol does look pretty nice. And then just this, I mean, the amount of vehicles in the combat looks incredible.
Remember how excited I was with like this big combat with vehicles going all.
Also, just the. So we're not just getting. Come on. We're not just getting the.
There.
Remember
the weapon pads. This is just floating there, sort of.
Remember how excited I was with like this big combat with vehicles going all over the place.
Halo means something different for everyone, right? I think that's what makes Halo great.
It looks incredible. It looks incredible. Gorgeous. It's so nice.
Well, what is Halo multiplayer? And for me, it boils down to this tight arena-style combat.
And that is the point of Halo's multiplayer. Always has been. Always should be. It's an arena multiplayer. It's not going to be, I am a little disappointed with the BTB only being like 24 players or something. But I feel like that's a good size for an arena. It's still going to be, big team battle arena kind of stuff. It's still going to be pretty good. But, oh god, I just want Invasion back.
And big team battle, this wide open, vehicle infused kind of combat. We're taking that awesome legacy or classic Halo combat experience and modernizing it in ways that'll feel fresh to old players and really exciting to new players. We're going to give you great ways to customize your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's going to evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
Sweet.
For me, working through this multiplayer of this game, and the toughest challenge I think was really about how do we respect the legacy of what came before us, but still build something that feels new.
And that's how you build a game. That's how you build a game series, especially one as iconic as Halo. Whether you like it or not, Call of Duty has a very iconic kind of start to it. This is another game that's really fallen off from its legacy, but Call of Duty is always this kind of respectful to the veterans who actually fought and everything. World at War was just a very gruesome, very straight up, this is what war is. And now it's very dramatized. It's a Hollywood movie, which is why I don't like the new CODs as much. But legacy stuff is important. It's important to move on as well and to innovate, yes, but staying at your core kind of just legacy is always good. That way you always just have that identity.
We've tried to bring all these elements of legacy and really inject them into Halo Infinite, not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
That's how it should be. This all looks incredible.
The vision of Arena was all about a tight.
Okay, so it looks like we don't have the dash ability anymore, which I'm very happy we don't have that anymore. So basically, this guy's just strafing all over the place, and that bulldog shotgun shoots very, very quick. It's
all about
shot after shot after shot. So it's very, very quickly done. That's why I think it does play much different than the old shotgun, but I would like to have them both.
About being fair, it was all about earning everything on the map.
Yes, even starts.
Earning everything, every kill you get,
going back to like what is the core foundation of what made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great. Halo, it's really about fair and balanced starts. So everybody's on equal footing when they come off the rip.
Map again looks
and
great.
And then once they start running around, it's about scavenging. It's about finding new toys and kind of developing your playstyle as you run.
That's about having a good arena and everything, which I completely agree.
What makes Halo feel like Halo? I feel like the answer to that question is the sandbox. Like,
that's the correct answer. That is the correct answer.
The sandbox is Halo.
When we set out to look at Halo Infinite from a high level and the direction of what it is, there's lots of exciting things there because we really wanted to push what are the things that are true to Halo, but what are the things that fans haven't seen yet.
God, that's
equipment is back, but equipment is kind of has a bigger voice than ever before. We ask questions to ourselves of if you could go after a power weapon to get a bunch of kills, would you do that, or could you?
I've seen. I think it was Hidden Xperia was the one who talked about this specifically, but the swing for the gravity hammer sure does take a while. Like,
could go after a power weapon to get a bunch.
All right, it starts here.
Of kills.
Then it ends there.
Would you do that, or could you go and get grappled?
I don't want it to feel unresponsive. I like that it's not just you can't just spam it or anything, but I just don't want it. I want it to be balanced where it doesn't feel unresponsive as well.
You swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold. We saw it as.
And I am so glad that that the grapple shot is a pick-upable. It's not a spawnable item. Like not everyone spawns with it because that would have sucked so bad.
Like another avenue of not just skill expression but tactics for teams to coordinate around.
The exciting combinatory nature of this toy.
That was cool. I do like the equipment, bringing a lot of diversity like that. It's very
Plus
very
this
cool.
toy and how those interact with objectives is super amazing.
There's
Looking
your pulse
at
against it,
how
use
the
it to
power-ups
jump.
play, like your classic power-ups, like the overshield and the active
One
camera.
thing, I feel like the body should go flying a bit more whenever you do the gravity hammer smash. It's my personal opinion, but I just think it would feel more powerful whenever you hit the ground. The dead bodies go flying out rather than just kind of like, keeling over. But
Camouflage. For this title, what
I'll talk about this later about keeping active camouflage and overshields in your backpack. We'll
we're
talk about
looking
that in a
at,
sec.
what we're excited for, is you pick that up.
It's a
and
cool animation to get started and everything. Again with the hexagons, still very interesting to me. Not bad. It looks good.
You choose when you activate it. It goes.
Okay, so you choose when you activate it. The biggest problem I have with that is when you're in a firefight and someone's almost dead, and then they pull out their overshield, and it's akin to Armor Lock. It's like Armor Lock 2.0, not as bad, but it's gonna remind me of a frustrating moment like that. It's worse in some cases because Armor Lock, they won't be able to shoot at you anymore, and you can just kind of camp them, but it would just kind of bring everything to a dead stop. But with this, it's just, all right, well, they have a ton more health, and now they're going to start shooting back at you. And yes, it's something you have to pick up off the map, but it would be so frustrating to be on a good streak, getting someone down to where it's one more hit to kill them, then they do the overshields. That'd be really annoying. That's my main problem with it. But we'll see how they balance it.
Goes into your
I'm sure they'll have
inventory.
something in mind.
If you
for
haven't
it.
used it and someone kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield and then they could take it, use it for themselves. That to me is very legacy.
So it looks like the fuck was that? Clean up, please. Sorry about that. Okay, so
you drop that overshield.
Here, this person already has the overshields, and there's no indicator that they have the overshields, which is concerning because I feel like that'd be the best way. You can kind of tell they have it because there's this little tail on them right there, so you can see if they're strafing if they have it. But if you just turn the corner, then it feels like that could be annoying. But it's lessening my worries because there is a tail that they have it. There's a tell, sorry, that they have it. And also,
make it.
You'll see why keep in full screen. Okay, so you'll see back this a little bit. So they're starting the animation to try and activate the overshield, and it's taking them a good while. So there you can, it spawns in his hand, and this player is able to kill him before they can activate it. So it looks like that's another way that they're balancing it, is it takes a while for you to actually activate it, which, you know, that'd be a way to balance it, to make it pretty good. And then they drop it.
Is very legacy, but we took the equipment side of it and modernized it. When it comes to,
so that's cool. I hope it is balanced. We won't know until we play, but it looks like with that tell that someone has it with that little tail basically coming off of the equipment, and with how long it takes to actually activate it, it looks like it's not going to be armor lock as bad as I actually was thinking. I didn't notice the tail until now, actually, going into this frame by frame, but
the vehicles,
we'll see.
We went in and decided to invest a lot in the systems. When I take damage in my Warthog, my wheels can get blown off, my hood can get blown off. There's
I love that so much. Vehicle destruction and vehicle physics being in the game more is, oh my god, I don't know why that never happened before, but being able to lose a tire, being able to, you know, have the hood off, and the doomed state is so dynamic, and it changes, and it's fresh and it's new, but it doesn't change the way that the game plays, really. It makes it better. It makes it more
different
detailed.
aspects.
It adds to it rather than replacing something from it.
Of the vehicle that
I'm
changed
so happy with
how
that.
my vehicle handles now. And that's,
and you can see again, I believe that Ghost is missing a wing, and it looks lopsided again.
there's different
Wait till
aspects.
that Ghost comes in. Okay, yeah, so wings destroyed right here, and it's lopsided. Every time whenever it's driving, you see it's still kind of
Change
lopsided
how my
when
vehicle
it comes
handles
back.
And that's
So it looks like that changes the handling as well, which is very neat. So it's not only on the ground vehicles, it's every vehicle. It's going to have changes like that, except maybe the Wraith and tanks. It'll be a bit harder to incorporate, but I like
something
it.
that's brand new.
The other thing we added to that is like this doom state mechanic. So when you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches fire, and it's very
like
much
this.
you've got a certain amount of health or a certain amount of time, and you got to choose what you want to do with the last minutes of this vehicle.
And you can tell it's very obvious when the vehicle's in the doom state. There's this red outline on everything, including the players, and then there's fire and everything. So, my Wi-Fi went out again. Nice. So it's very obvious whenever it's in that doom state, which is good.
We've got a cousin to the war.
The Razorback looks amazing. Also, you can see that little rocket Promethean thing that has the bouncing rounds was fired here, and it's just bouncing all over the place. But it's not actually, I forgot what they call it. It doesn't home in. It's not homing rounds. They do just kind of bounce around. It's very dynamic, very cool,
Warthog,
very
which
interesting.
is the Razorback.
So that's them that's firing it from back here. So you could definitely see it's not homing. Everyone was saying that it could be, but it's definitely not. It's just
The
bouncing
back
around.
has this like
And being able to carry different weapons in a vehicle that's a cool idea. That's something else that's really new, very fresh,
storage
very good for
compartment
combat,
that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives, and that is what's really making the Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and campaign.
The level, and it's a collaborative vehicle with lots of players in it. That's what it needs. And then here you can see the kind of alright, I forgot what I called it, but basically visual feedback for where you're hitting a player. You can see just his kind of chest piece is having the shield flares and his arm a little bit. So very cool. Again, I don't like the red outline. The friend or foe system is not the best option, but I can't come up with anything that's better. So
for the game, how frantic it is, and they define that iconic fantasy.
And this map layout, very sweet, very interesting. It actually has some verticality to it, unlike any other map in Halo 5 or 4 really is barely any. So just having this range of just kind of dynamic placements for everything. It's very cool. And my Wi-Fi's out, so I can't load any more of the vehicles, so I'll stop right now. Okay, Wi-Fi's back. I can continue. Okay.
And that iconic
so
fantasy
Razorback
for players
again,
as they're entering
Chopper,
that match. What do they
it's
want to
great.
do? What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat? What kind of dance floor is there available to have
Alright,
that
then we
combat?
have that really just... it looks so obnoxious. I'm sorry. But the red outline, the friend or foe system, whatever.
What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat? What kind of dance floor?
It's so... They're glowing. I don't know. I just find it really obnoxious and really noticeable and just takes me out of the experience.
Or is there available to have that combat in?
Yeah, the ghost.
For me,
looks great.
BTV
Warhawk looks
is
great.
all about
yeah, shields are still active for this Spartan
Is all
entire
about
shot.
experiencing
That's
the
whatever.
full extent of the sandbox of Halo in just one match, right? Like you see the vehicles, the
That's cool. I mean, the Banshee bomb,
weapons, the
classic.
equipment.
The turrets look really good. Still, I don't know. You can't beat the Halo 3 with little rotating turrets and everything. They just have...
You really wanted to take...
I mean, it's just a simple turret with a muzzle and everything. It doesn't spin or anything. It just kind of chunks out a bunch of shells. And they probably just have the same like detachment system rather than getting it ripped from the turret. I don't know, late night gaming's videos on turrets have completely ruined them for me.
To take that kind of concept, those feels you had.
The friend or foe system is still being very obvious, very immersion breaking.
Playing the previous games and just turn the volume up.
One equipment I haven't seen them use that I figured they would have shown by now if they still had it was the hologram. Don't know if that's going to be gone. I didn't particularly like the hologram. It didn't seem to be, incredibly useful or anything, so I'd be fine with them taking that out as well. And here you see that the Wraith turret has a shield on it.
Vehicles are no longer
super
just
interesting. I like that though. I feel like
spawning
that's a
at
pretty
bases
good
anymore.
change. Whenever they jump out of it, the shield.
We
gets
have
off,
Pelicans
so.
delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling you
That's really cool
that
too. That
Pelicans
makes
are
the
going
map
to be
so much more
dropping
live
off
and
these
dynamic.
vehicles.
European tank is inbound.
We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon pods that fall from the sky to resupply
that
the
too.
field.
That's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield, and it's very exciting.
This is not just more players. This is just this certain beautiful slice of sci-fi chaos.
So good.
The announcer is your big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Personal AI. Designation button.
So if a player grabs a flag, your person...
Butler's pretty cool. I just hope that the other AIs have more personality and a bit more design to them. And please give us Superintendent. That would be so nice. Give us Antidot, Superintendent, old Halo characters back as AI. Guilty Spark's voice even.
Personal AI is going to tell
Cool
you
stuff
to,
like that, please.
get that thing back to base and give you some like moment-to-moment updates.
Our team took the enemy flag.
What if we can let players...
Lumu's cool. I don't know. The voice is just a little meh. Like, it's a little bit slow. I feel like I'd have some problems with the pacing and everything. Still some weird areas with the foot going through the floor, but like that outline, it's just it's so immersion breaking. Like, I don't want them to glow like that.
Players choose their own AI, and each one of those are different voices, so that players can find the one that fits their personality and their mood the best.
They add to the sense of like me.
That's a really cool
as
system.
a Spartan,
I like the,
being more important, and for
interface
us
that they
in
have.
multiplayer, it is really about becoming a Spartan.
Alright, so personal AI installed. You received a personal AI. You can customize your AI's appearance and personality in the Armor Hall once you've completed the tutorial. So it looks like you're gonna start out by making all that, and then you move on to the tutorial afterwards.
Spartan, you're
Which is
Spartan.
cool.
You
Yeah,
are
it's a good
you
building.
inside of the Halo universe.
The body of customization
Okay, so
content that we have on day one
okay.
ensures that there.
Okay, I think that's everything. All right, so you have armor coatings, the right and they have the left shoulder. No, but yeah, so the right shoulder, you're gonna have the left shoulder as well, of course. The helmet gear, so little attachments, the visor, the weapon coating, your gloves, which is cool, your chest, which is neat, knee pads, and your armor core is something I'm not exactly sure, because they have like a reach one, and then they have this Mark 7. I'm wondering what the armor core is going to be
There
about.
will be
I hope we get more
millions of
information there.
customization
It's another Mark
combinations for
7.
Spartans on the battle.
This one, of course, you have all the same kind of options and everything. It looks good though. I'm with the armor coating system now. I feel like that is a bit cooler than just choosing colors, but I wish you could have both. It's whatever.
Field. That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects, down to the individual.
Just this looks super sick. Very sleek, very Halo. I love it. I love the coating on the assault rifle too. It looks very nice. And again, with like the small details being, instead of like overly designed stuff, it's about, you get the badging, the little emblems, these little markers. It's all these tiny little texture details rather than just throw a bunch of shit on the gun. The sidekick has the same I'm so bad with words. It has the same little skin on it. And then it looks like he has equipment there. It doesn't look like the grapple shot, but he has some kind of equipment on his forearm. And this looks like this is Mark 7, so looks very nice.
Armor pieces, so your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your visor, your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and
that's the skin that he had on his assault rifle before. It looks very sick.
we've got a whole slew of customization offerings there.
Yeah, it looks
Vehicles have a huge pool of customizations too. We support customization in the game. Players can do the same thing on HaloWaypoint.com as well as the
Which
Halo
is neat.
Waypoint app.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to
armor all
represent
looks
the
great.
player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice as well as
whoops.
a player
So this
as much
is
as
really
possible.
cool.
They can change their body type.
So for the different kinds of basically the prosthetics you can get like the just the hand can be kind of amputated and like has just that be robotic, or it could be transradial, which I think that's like from the elbow down, and then transhumeral, which is like from the shoulder, like the entire arm. And I think that's something you can do with each one. Like I'm sure with the legs you can have just the foot, or the knee and down, or the hip and down.
And their voice, as well as choose prosthetics for the first time.
Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished
The visors
looks
are
and
all-
let you
some of
express
them are a little
yourselves
bit
in ways
over the top,
you've never been able to
but-
before. So we're coming at this from a player-first mentality.
Yeah.
So
and again,
what that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no
it's
loot
hideous.
boxes.
I'm sorry.
It's very important to us
There's
that
blood
everyone
again. You can
understands
see that right there.
random loot in this. There's no loot boxes.
So you see.
It's
See, that's another, like, the hexagons. Jeez. It's a lot of hexagons. Alright, so the shields break there. Oh, Jesus. Shields break there.
very important.
And then every shot after that, there's blood. There's blood there. His next little burst. There's going to be blood from that.
us.
Like there. And, ooh, just the snap back of the head. The ragdolls are awesome in this game. Yeah, it looks incredible. I keep pressing the wrong buttons.
That everyone understands exactly how they unlock customization content, and we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo.
I don't know like anything about battle passes. I don't know how they work in most other games. I I haven't played games with battle passes much. I've played MCC, but that's just kind of you unlock things as you go. I don't know much about battle passes, but apparently these ones don't expire. So with most other ones, once the battle pass is over, which is like season to season, I think, so it's like a couple months or something, and then whenever it ends, all that armor would be gone. You can't get it anymore. But from what it looks like, you buy the battle pass, which is then you get to unlock all the stuff from within that, I think. And then everything that's included in the battle pass, you can't buy from like the marketplace. You can't buy from the in-game store with microtransactions, which is really cool. But you have to buy the battle pass, I believe.
Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does
so you have to buy the battle
not
pass.
expire.
And so that's going to have, I'm guessing, coatings, armor weapon coatings. It's going to have armor pieces, helmet attachments, stuff like that. But you have to buy the actual battle pass and then work at unlocking everything inside that battle pass, I believe.
Future seasons, you can purchase old battle passes as well as the current battle pass and choose which battle pass to put your progression towards.
All of these rewards are single source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the battle pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it.
Which is so incredibly good. It's the least invasive monetization battle pass that you can have from what I've heard, and it seems pretty non-invasive other than just you have to buy the battle pass. But there's going to be armor outside of that you don't need the battle pass for. So I like it. It's not
a lot of our stuff is unlocked through playing the game.
It's that the blue armor outlines. It gets so messy.
And only through playing the game. All customization is just.
You can like see them through walls and everything too. It bothers me.
Playing the game and only through playing the game.
Like I look at that. Like it's. I don't know. It's. I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't like it.
All customization is.
And then. Whenever the enemy shows
playing
up
the
screen,
game and only through playing the game.
Like look at how obvious that was. Like from all the way over there, it's just this red block right there that your eyes go to instantly. It's like there's no sneaking around like that. You're lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. It's super obvious.
All customization is just cosmetic.
Every season will have its own theme and introduce.
I do like the undersuits also seem to be different for these ones. Like this one looks like very fabric. You can see like all the textures in the fabric. This one's very more like the classic black undersuits. This one's also fabric. This one and all of these ones are more like the classic undersuits. So that's cool too. I don't know if that's part of the
new component,
like leg armor or what, but
new looks, new gameplay for players, new opportunities to earn and collect cool rewards. We've seen the samurai already. That's one of our event armor cores, and that's going to be something that players can earn through gameplay for free.
Oh, it looks so good.
With us going free to play for the multiplayer part of the game, like that was a big goal because, you know, how do we have a way we can always bring players in, right? And they can, when we have a new update, they'll just dip their toes in if they even just want to see it.
Not only are we free to play, but we're free to play on PC as well as console. And what that.
And oh, that's so amazing, especially after the news that anything that's free to play on an Xbox, for online play, you don't need Xbox Live. So it'll be entirely free to play on the multiplayer. And I think they kind of specifically made that for MCC just to get it like the multiplayer to be huge, so you don't have to buy Xbox Live or anything, which is incredible. As a kid, I never had Xbox Live. I played Halo CE 2, 3, and well, even Reach 4 and 5 pretty much with. I played a little bit online with Reach, a tiny bit of online with 3, and a few games of online with 5, just because I never had Xbox Live. I only had it like from the little 3-month free trials or 1-month free trials that you'd get in some games, and that was it. So I never had much experience with online multiplayer stuff, so the fact that, you know, this is going to be so accessible to everyone is going to be really cool. really good. I like it.
That means is we're able to get the biggest audience we've ever had. Everybody gets to play with no barriers, and even better, your progression carries from one platform to the next.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game. How can we do things like make cross-play interesting, and like even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends. That like some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and like let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
Why are you here?
Oh, it's so cool.
To be a Spartan.
The Academy is a place that you can go within MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls, and also people who want to warm up before they head into matchmaking. It's a series of experiences, both a tutorial to get started for the first time, weapon drills to practice with specific items, and also training mode that you can use to just get warm, explore the game as you want to.
For players who are new to Halo, let's help them learn what this universe is about. Some of these characters, what are they about? And help them kind of know the vocabulary that people have been speaking for now almost 20 years, so that when they come in there, they don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on even footing.
I mean, I'm super jazzed about bots. I think they're awesome.
Me too.
Our goal with bots has been to have a variety of difficulties that kind of provide a good training partner for wherever you're at in the experience.
Partnering with our players on the road to launch and after launch is absolutely critical, right?
And Halo's always been about the community conversation.
We want to make sure we hear our players, make changes where we can based on that feedback, make sure the game is ready for launch, and then even beyond launch.
What I'm genuinely excited about is taking the game out of our hands and putting it into the community's hands. You know, whether it's seeing what people make in Forge, or the content that they're able to create with theater, watching streamers go after the game.
To get involved, you go to haloinsider.com, put in your info with your gamer tag, and we should be able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch and what's going to be there for our fans. And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that as soon as this game comes out.
New maps, new modes, new ways to customize your Spartan.
Static right
Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far, and I'm looking forward to the road to launch, launch itself, and beyond.
It just looks fun, man. It looks fun. All in all, that just looks fucking fun. They've done an incredible job. I'm very happy with it. I'm much happier to this reveal than last year's. I hope you guys are too. Just give us a release date. We need a release date and a flight date as well. But, yeah. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. Thank you for watching this with me and going over with my thoughts. And if you want more Halo content, make sure to, subscribe, like, all that. I'll be making more stuff. Again, first time with the webcam. I'm sorry, I'm not very good with it. I don't have a good setup. Like, I literally just have... even my microphone, I can't get set up on my desk properly, so I have it on my piano's bench. I just have it on its side. My microphone's attached to this. I have this set up very shakily on a phone stand, camera stand, and then I have my GoPro on. It's basically wrapped up in that. So yeah, sorry, it's not very good, not very professional. I'll be working on that more. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Fucking like and subscribe. Oh, that was cool.